It's 11:11. For those of us who live far from Earth's equator, winter can be a difficult time. The days are much shorter, and even when you do have recreational time, those daylight hours seem to involve more clouds than anything resembling daylight. Between the lack of sunshine, cold harsh winds, and slush in your boots, winter can be downright depressing. One thing, however, that is made better by cold temperatures outside is the sense of coziness you feel when you climb into a warm bed for a long winter's sleep. Tonight, let me help you by gently talking you down and guiding you into a great headspace for hours of restful, replenishing sleep. If you're already snuggled under the covers, let's begin by taking a deep breath in and out again. Let's do a couple more, but hold your breath a little longer this time. Inhale. Hold. Then exhale. One more time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Good. Now this time, when you inhale, try to engage every muscle in your body, from your jaw all the way to your toes and your fingertips. Tighten every muscle as hard as you can, and then as you exhale, let each muscle relax and flatten out. Ready? Flex and inhale. Hold. Exhale and relax. Good. This is a great way to let your whole body, including that overworking brain of yours, recognize and even crave that wonderful feeling of relaxation. And that now is a great time for sleep. Let's do two more. Flex and inhale. Hold. Now exhale and relax. One more. Flex your muscles and inhale. Hold. Exhale and relax. Wonderful. I'm going to talk you through relaxing further, but I want to remind you that it's okay if your mind wanders a bit. Sometimes, especially on busy days, it's difficult for brains to accept that they can switch off for a while, so they inadvertently try to fight sleeping. If you recognize your mind wandering to tomorrow's tasks or rehashing today's events, just gently guide yourself back to the sound of my voice. Or concentrate on deep breathing and your heartbeat. Inhale slowly over 4 heartbeats, hold for 4 heartbeats, and then exhale slowly over 4 heartbeats. This gives your brain a nice task to focus on, but one that is simple enough to help it transition into shutdown mode. Kind of like a better, more real version of counting sheep. You'll find that as you breathe slowly and deep for those 4 heartbeats, your heart will slow down its pace, making you hold your deep breaths even longer. It's a beautiful, natural cycle. I hope that as you drift off, some of these words will make their way in and let you know how amazing it is that you're here and how important you are for this world. You are alive in this moment, and that alone is enough. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not failing at some invisible race. You are exactly where your life has led you, and there is no shame in that at all. Breathe slowly. Breathe gently. Let the world pause for you. You are allowed to take up space. Your presence is not an inconvenience. You do not need to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You are allowed to exist fully, honestly, without apology. You are not broken. You are not defective. You are not missing some essential piece that everyone else seems to have. Rather, you are a whole human being, shaped by experience, effort, and survival. Everything you have lived through has mattered. You have carried more than people realize. You have adapted in quiet ways. You have learned to keep going, even when you were tired, unsure, or afraid. And that counts. That always counts. You are allowed to rest now. You do not have to justify your exhaustion. You do not have to earn peace by being productive. Rest is not a reward, it is a need, and you are allowed to meet it. Breathe again. Deep breaths. You are worthy of kindness, especially from yourself. You are allowed to speak to yourself gently. You are allowed to let go of the harsh voice that says you must be better to be acceptable. You do not need to be perfect to be loved. You do not need to be impressive to be valued. You do not need to be strong every moment to be respected. You are enough even on your quiet days, even on your unmotivated days, even on the days when nothing seems to go right. Your value does not fluctuate with your mood or your output. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to grow slowly. And you are allowed to not have everything figured out yet. There is no deadline on becoming yourself. You are learning, even when it feels like standing still. You are healing, even when it feels uneven. You are moving forward, even when progress seems invisible. Small steps are still steps, and pauses are still part of the journey. You are not weak for feeling deeply. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. Your emotions are signals, not failures. You are allowed to feel what you feel without judgment. You can feel sadness without being consumed by it. You can feel fear without being defined by it. You can feel uncertainty without believing it means something is wrong with you. Feelings will pass, but you will remain. You have survived every difficult moment that has brought you here. Not because you were fearless, but because you were persistent. Not because you always knew what to do, but because you kept going forward anyway. That strength is real. You are allowed to trust yourself. You are allowed to believe that you can handle what comes next, even if you don't know how yet. You have figured things out before, and you will figure things out again. You do not need to compare your path or your journey to anyone else's. Your life is not someone else's highlight reel. Your pace is not wrong. It's yours. You are walking your own road, and it does not need to look impressive to count as meaningful. You belong here. You belong in this world. Your voice, your perspective, your existence all add something beautiful that cannot be replaced. There has never been another you, and there never will be again. That is not a small thing. It's huge, and it's wonderful. You are allowed to set boundaries. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to protect your energy and your time. You are not selfish for choosing yourself. You are responsible for yourself. You are allowed to let go of what no longer serves you. Old expectations, old guilt, old versions of yourself that were built to survive rather than to live. You are allowed to become someone new. Take another deep breath. You are capable of learning. You are capable of adapting. You are capable of creating a life that feels more aligned, more peaceful, more true. You do not need to see the whole path yet, just the next honest step. You are allowed to hope again, even cautiously, even quietly. Hope does not make you foolish. It makes you human. You are allowed to want more, not because what you are is insufficient, but because growth is natural. You are allowed to be proud of yourself, not just for big achievements, but for the everyday acts of endurance. Getting up, showing up, continuing when it would have been easier to stop. You deserve recognition, even if it comes from within, especially if it comes from within. Speak kindly to yourself. You are doing the best you can with what you know right now. And when you know more, you will do differently. That is wisdom, not failure. You are allowed to forgive yourself for all the things you didn't know, for the choices you made while you were hurting, for the times you needed to survive rather than thrive. You are not your past mistakes. You are the awareness you have gained from them. Your future is not closed. It is not decided. There is still room for surprise, for connection, for meaning and joy. Even small joys count. You are allowed to find beauty in ordinary moments. You are allowed to feel peace without explaining it. You are allowed to experience calm without guilt. Nothing bad will happen because you relax. You are safe in this moment. Let your breathing slow even more now. And as your breath softens, let your thoughts soften with them. You don't need to chase clarity right now. You are enough as you are. You matter. You are seen even when no one is watching. And you are valuable even when no one is applauding. Your life has weight and meaning simply because it's yours. Stay here for a moment longer. Let these words settle. You can return to them whenever you need to. And remember this: you are allowed to exist. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to grow. And you are allowed to be kind to yourself. You are still here, and that truly matters. Good night.